Welcome home, residents. It's your Mayor Alistair back once again, and I'd like to discuss something serious today, and it's the fact that fans are freaking out about this very specific thing. Now, for the past few years, everyone's been getting hyped about the upcoming MonsterVerse film, Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. Adam Wingard is returning from Godzilla vs. Kong to deliver another adventure where we follow the King of Skull Island and the god of all monsters as they try to stop the invasion of the Scar King and Shimo and put a stop to their ever-expanding empire. The second trailer proved to be a huge success, being the fastest-growing follow-up trailer of any MonsterVerse film. In comparison, Skull Island got 11 million views for its second trailer, King of the Monsters got 14 million views, and The New Empire got a whopping 24 million views in under 2 weeks. It's also tracking far ahead of its competing films, that being Kung Fu Panda 4 and Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. So it's easy to see people are looking forward to the film, but it's safe to say the film has had its fair share of leaks and spoilers, with the toys leaking the evolved Godzilla design, and even most of the plot was leaked last year, which has ruined a lot of people's first impressions of the story. This was bad enough, but recently a huge library of images straight from Godzilla Kong were leaked, giving us a glimpse at some of the most impactful scenes in the film. Now, of course, I won't be showing these images. One, because I don't want to be spoiled myself and I don't want to ruin it for you. Two, because I don't want to get in trouble with Warner Bros. But these images showed scenes of Godzilla, Shimo, Scar King, Kong, and the final fight, as well as a bunch of other monsters and scenes involving the King of the Monsters. It's currently unknown how these images got out, since from the watermarks, it looks like they came straight from the editing room. The current rumor is that they were all in the private collection of multiple insiders, but when some images initially leaked, others followed suit since it would be harder to track multiple accounts, meaning a collection of a whopping 50 images found their way onto the internet. Now, the reaction of this has been incredibly mixed, with a lot of the fans, myself included, freaking out because they'd like to go in the film and actually be surprised by these impactful moments, without the leaks spoiling the moments before we even get to see them on the big screen. Every time I loaded up onto Facebook or Twitter, I'd be greeted by images and thumbnails of the leaks, something that I have no control in avoiding, which was massively frustrating for me because I've had several huge moments spoiled for me, and I've seen many others in that same boat, whilst others actually appreciated the leaks, stating they were actually more excited to go into the film expecting the Showa-level chaos that was on display in the spoilers. But shortly after the images went public, Legendary's PR squad went into full Men in Black mode and tried to cover up any evidence of the incident.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
Though it was too late. The damage was done, and the images are now widely accessible, with thousands of audience members having moments from the film spoiled. I'm sure Legendary is mortified over the leaks, especially after the plot was leaked by test audiences earlier last year. They just can't seem to catch a break. Of course, the fans struggling to avoid spoilers that flash up on social media are having a bad time. But who it really affects the most are the filmmakers that have spent the last 3 years producing the film. We've actually spoken to Jared Krachevsky, the designer of Mechagodzilla, Evolved Godzilla, and various other creatures from Godzilla Kong that had the designs leaked early, to ask how he felt about the whole situation. Jared said to us, "So I have a couple of conflicting thoughts about how I feel about spoilers and leaks. As an artist who worked on the movies, I'm always curious about what makes it in, what they change, and how the project evolves. I worked on this movie in 2021, and lots can change in the production of a movie. However, I also don't like spoilers being spread from the standpoint that people deserve to have a few surprises out there. Lots of people work very hard crafting these stories, and to have these things just put out there, sometimes with malicious intent, can be particularly damaging. Most of the general public doesn't really follow it closely, but it can hurt fans who are really involved in the community. To me, it says that people are ravenous for MonsterVerse content, and they'll consume every bite that comes their way. Leaks and spoilers be damned, which is fine if that's on you, but don't spoil the experience for others." And that was a quick word from Jared Krachevsky. It's really interesting to hear the perspective of someone that designs the monsters for these films. That's such a huge integral role for the MonsterVerse. Planning, conceptualizing, writing, shooting, editing, animating, sound designing, all these elements require dozens to hundreds of people spending hundreds of hours of their lives painstakingly crafting. And from what industry professionals have said, the feeling is crushing. Having people take out of context leaks and judging your entire creation, whether that game or movie, really leaves a lasting impact on the ones that crafted it. So in that sense, we've been adamant in not covering these leaks since we don't want to harm the audiences that wish to be surprised, and the filmmakers that have been working on the film getting it ready for release. So it's sad to see this happen, especially since the film is little over a month away. I just hope the lead up to the new Empire goes smoothly as planned, with little spoilers leaking across social media that might harm the film. We all want Godzilla to succeed at the end of the day, so all I ask is for those that want to look up the spoilers, do so at your own risk, but don't repost them or spread any of them, and help the rest of the fans that are trying their hardest to avoid the leaks. Be a good MonsterVerse fan. But what did you have to say about the leaks? Well, over on Twitter, I asked whether the leaks ruined your perception of the film or whether it's only gotten you more hyped. First up, we have my boy Warstu, who says, "More hyped now!" Which, yeah, is nice to hear. Madison Russell says, "Won me over more than anything. This is gonna be hella stupid." Methlakaiju fan says, "For me, it's a mix of both," which I get completely. Trico Gaming says, "It's kind of ruined the hype for me." Mr. Goji says, "Not at all. In fact, it got me even more hype for the movie. My excitement is so big it's hard to contain it. I'm just hoping the rest of the public is feeling the same way as I am. I don't want the stupid leaks to ruin the hype for everyone who are eager to go see it." Blur fan says, "I'm still hyped, just kind of upset." So actually, there's a lot of people that are excited after seeing the images, but it doesn't really excuse the fact there are people that didn't want to see these images. So it's definitely a mixed bag. But if you saw them, what did you think? Did they hurt or hype your expectations? Let us know in the comment section down below. Obviously, no spoilers. As I said, I've had a few of the images spoiled for me, and they haven't really hurt my hype for the film. Leading up to its release, I've known for a while it's going to be a lot more silly and action-packed than something like 2014 or -1, so I've already kind of set those expectations, so seeing the images hasn't really changed anything for me. But, you know, I just want to go into the cinema and go, wow, I was not expecting that, and those leaked images have kind of spoiled that for me. But obviously I know going to see it on the big screen in IMAX is going to be a completely different experience to seeing some low-res images on Twitter. And based on this, and from what we've heard, it sounds like there's going to be a lot more incredible moments in this film, so I'm really looking forward to see what surprises Godzilla Kong has in store for us. We have tons more Godzilla Kong videos coming, so subscribe and stomp the notification button to become a resident of Dangerville today. I've been Alistair, and we'll see you, residents, in the next one.